And thank you for joining us here on Idaho Today. For parents, grandparents, and caregivers, snapping a photo of your child and then sharing it on social media may seem like a routine and just a harmless little act. However, this can also draw in some questions of, targeted advertising, maybe even some data collection, and possibly even some real-world dangers. So we're joined right now by Jenna Quinn to tell us a little more about sharenting. It might be a newer term to some, so explain a little further, what is behind sharenting itself?
So sharenting is something really important that every caregiver and parent and grandparent should really know and understand and just think twice about. So as a mom, I am so excited to share milestones of my child's life, right? And so, but the thing is that just because there is a perceived distance between, you and the social media world, it doesn't mean that there can't be dangers that somehow hit home. So the thing to think about here with sharenting is that, once a photo is online, you essentially lose control of that photo. Okay, it can be shared, it can be saved, it can be printed, and it can be altered by essentially anyone. So I just wanted to give some quick tips for everyone just to think twice about some of the photos that they're sharing for
Yeah,
safety.
and I'm so glad that you have these tips because, as a parent, that's how I communicate sometimes with other parents that I know that live across the country or family and friends. And I want them to be a part of these events that happen in my life when it comes to our kids. But then how can we still include that conversation but not overshare? So what advice do you have for that?
Yes, and I understand completely because that's a really wonderful way to be able to update, your family and your friends and your loved ones that don't get to be a part of your family life every day. So one of the things that's really important to look at is check your privacy settings on social media. Don't make photos shareable to everyone because how well do you actually know the people that are on your friends list? So if you're going through your friends list and everybody on your friends list can share that photo, that's not okay. So if you want to make your personal photos shareable, that's great. But when it comes to photos of your children and your youth, try not to make those photos shareable with the people on your friends list.
Okay, so make sure that you are aware who's on your friend list, and then, like you're saying, do some of those kind of publicly exposed controls, if you will. Now, what about our kids, though, themselves being on social media? Are there certain things that we should be looking out for as well as parents?
Yes, absolutely. So, some new data that is from the Internet Crimes Against Children has shown that for regular Internet users, and we're talking about youth here, they, about 1 in 5, have received unwanted sexual solicitation online, 1 in 5 regular users. So you really want to check all of your settings, make time limits for your children, and teach them that not everyone that they meet online is who they say they are. Not everyone that they meet online is actually their friend.
Yes, yeah, and like you said, having that open dialogue, that awareness with your kids, so they know who they're interacting with, who they should be ignoring, who maybe they should be bringing to your attention. You can help them block. I think that those are all excellent points. I do want to ask, though, too, about when it comes to sharing, should we be more mindful as parents, making sure that we're not showcasing where our kids go to school or
Yes.
perhaps what sports teams that they're involved in? So therefore, they're not as identifiable in the event that someone really is going to try to target your child.
Yes, absolutely. So there's two components to that. The first is make sure that you turn off your metadata and your geotagging. What is this? This is the address, the date, the time, and the location from where you are sharing that photo. So that can be your home residence. That can be where your child has, sports practice once a week. Wherever you are, you really need to make sure that geotagging is turned off on your
Yeah.
phone, your privacy settings. And then also don't give away, it's so hard with the back to school photos and things like that, but you have to think about the fact that, you don't want to give away what grade your child is in, their full name, and what school they go to, because if anyone is looking for your child, you've just given them all the information that they need to find them. And this goes for sharing your schedule. It's so
Yes.
important not to share your schedule. So if you have, basketball practice every Wednesday night, or if you go after Tuesdays every day after school to go get ice cream, don't share that information. Don't share your schedule because people know where to find you and your child. And they also know at that time that your house is probably empty.
Yes, yes, that's such a great point. When going on vacations, I've been told to never post real time, always post after, because that way you're less likely to be targeted. You have such great information. Where can people go to learn more? Because I know we've only just hit the tip of the iceberg, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we want to do everything we can to make sure everybody is equipped for safety with their families. So you can visit my website. It's jennaquinn.org, and I have lots of good resources out there for you and your family.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jenna. Greatly appreciate it.